from what I saw when Nipsey Hussle passed away, it was, what I found so amazing was the connections that he not only had within the NBA community, but also in the Los Angeles community. The murals that went up, everyone dedicating so much, the basketball courts that went up. As a hooper, but also as a former NBA player, when you see someone who has that sort of connection, not only to LA, but also to the NBA, what does that even mean to you?
I mean, I didn't know he was that big and connected with that many people. I first met Nipsey and he said, hey man, what's up? I know your boy Twin. And when he said, you know, Twin, is like, that's a really good friend of mine. I'm like, oh wow, you know, one of my good friends, you know? And I said, this is a really nice guy. And his career continued to go up and up. And he wasn't signed with a major label. He was just working hard. I didn't know
signed to himself. He wanted to own all of his masters.
And I'm like, wow, this guy is really doing amazing things. And he was always very polite. And I would hit him up like every now and then and just say hi, because I'm like, I wonder what Nipsey's doing, you know? You know, and apparently he had that effect on everyone.
Did you meet him when you were with the Lakers?
I met Nipsey a couple times when I was with the Lakers, before the Lakers. He was just a nice guy. You know, obviously he was involved in his gangs and all that stuff, which is public knowledge, but it seemed like he was trying to do something good. When I met him, you know, I always felt like he was like trying to do good stuff, and apparently he was.
You know, in a sense, it reminds me of your story. You know, it's obviously got big differences too, but you know, it starts in a rough place, and filled with a decent amount of violence, and then it makes a turn, and like you did. And so, and tries to do a lot of good in the world, as now you're known for.
Right.
So did you guys talk about that? Was there a connection like that?
Well, you know, we talked about, like, he was just coming up in the music. I was already established professional celebrity, but never really made it in music, which I had a really passion for music. So I would always connect with the younger artists coming up. I connected with YG a long time ago just to do records to try to build my fan base. So it was more like, hey, what you doing? Let's get together, but we never got together. When I seen him, he was like, hey, what's up, man? Good to see you, and that was it. You know, it was always that type of, you know, connection.
So you have a connection with YG?
Yeah, briefly, yeah.
Okay, so like when YG and Nipsey put out, can we swear on this? We can?
Yeah.
When they put out Donald Trump, what was your reaction to it?
Well, you know, so the political songs, I'm not a big fan of those. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm not a fan of politics or social change and things like that. I am, but I'm not really a big fan of like songs like that. I just don't. I've never been a big fan of the NWA, you know, political songs. My brother-in-law had a song called "Who Shot Rudy," talking about Rudy Giuliani back in New York City. You know, when I was younger, was never a big fan of that. You know, and just never was a big fan of the political music. You know, so it didn't really affect me, but I understood why they did it. You know,
does that also intertwine with your upbringing, because you were surrounded by that sort of violence? You didn't want to see it portrayed in the art of music?
Yeah, I just, you know, everybody's different. Some people's like really outspoken. I'm outspoken, but for certain things, I'm not as outspoken, you know, about government. You know, not because I'm afraid. It's just I'm just more outspoken about like mental health issues or people struggling in the neighborhoods. You know, or parenting needs to get better. You know, there's certain things that I'm really passionate about.